Welcome back to my channel. It's really hard to believe that 2024 is half over already. In today's episode, it's the filming of the 18th hole through June. We had Father's Day in there, even though I didn't hardly do any filming on Father's Day. But, we had lots of splashes in the pond again. We had lots of successes going over the pond. And there's a little bit of putting, some chipping. There was a Father's Day toast that I did get on film. So I would like to have you just sit back and relax and enjoy the video. We'll start off this video with the women's and men's splashes. But the men first. This gentleman hits it up in the air, splash. And he smacks it. Splash, you heard his comment. This guy hits it and a bounce. He hits it and it just kind of goes across the rough and into the water. Big smack. Splash, splash. He hits her. And another splash, splash. He hits it up in the air and splash. That's really in the rough, but he doesn't get there. This guy swings, hits it, and it only goes to there. And now for some lady splashes. This gal sets up. She hits it, splash, hits the ground with her iron. Frustration. This gal's gonna swing and hit and splash. She hits it, bounces in the water and off of the berm back into the pond. She hits it, splash just short. Another hit. And another splash. Swing and a hit and splash. This gal hits it up in the air, splash. This gal smacks it. Oh, is she gonna make it? Nope. It hit the berm back into the pond. This gal hits it and splash. And now we have some successes getting over the pond. And here we have a young lad showing everybody how it's done. Over the pond and onto the green. Good shot. I see this lady a lot. She's a pretty good golfer. She gives it a good hit and she's on the green. This gentleman gives it a good hit. And he yells over, and it did get there. This lady gives it a good whack. On to the green. This gentleman gives it a good hit. He's on the green. This lady, whack it. She's still in the rough, but she made it over the pond. This gentleman gives it a hit. Good hit. This lady whacks it. And she's across the pond. He hits it. Across the pond, onto the green. She hits it. Across the pond, and on the green. He smacks it from way back there through the sky, bounces it on the rough, but he's right on the edge of the green. She hits it across the pond, but on the green. he smacks it across the pond onto the rough. In this next clip, we have a pair of golfers that are on the fairway, and they are going to attempt to get across the pond onto the green. The gentleman goes first, hits the ball. He gets it across the pond, but he's in the rough, not on the green. Then the lady hits it, and she's also across the pond, but not on the green. This lady had sliced her ball over into the rough just off the fairway in the far corner. So she ends up taking a big swing, hits the ball, it hits the berm, and bounces onto the green. Happy, happy, happy. And in this clip, we have an unorthodox way to get across the pond. This lady sets up, gives it a whack into the pond, but it skips. Hits the berm, bounces up, and it's in the rough. And now just a short clip of several chips. When you look across the pond, right there is a chipping area. That is where you can chip your ball onto the green if you don't make it over the pond. So this gentleman didn't make it over the pond, but he does a good job of the chip heading towards the hole. This guy made it over the pond, but he was in the rough. Another good chip. But now we have a couple bad ones. She smacks it, and way up in the sky, over the green, back into the rough. This guy doesn't get even across the pond. And now we have some clips of golfers putting it in the hole. And here we have a golfer doing his putt and putting it in the hole. This gentleman gives it a nice hit into the hole, and he looks around to see if anybody's watching. This lady gets the putt going, and it's slowing down, and it made it. Now her husband, he's got to do it. He did. I didn't do a very close-up on this one, but it's a long putt. This clip was taken on Father's Day. This particular female finally got a good tee shot at the 10th hole. So after that success, her partner gets a bottle of bubbly. So they're going to have a toast. He pours himself and her a glass of the bubbly. And then touch the glasses, drink it up. These next clips I'm going to go ahead and call the poopers. He smacks the ball and it barely goes anywhere. This guy smacks the ball and it goes about 20 yards. This guy, he hits the ball and he gets about 30 yards. This gentleman, he takes a big swing and it just goes into the pond.